Major diplomatic and security news today as the Nigeria's Governors Forum throws its full weight behind President Bola Tinubu's swift intervention during Sunday's attempted coup in the Republic of Benin, or Benin. Right? Now, according to the NGF chairman, Abdul Razak, Tinubu's rapid response helped avert what could have become a direct security threat to Nigeria. We're going to be looking at all of that. You know, the role that ECOWAS and even France played and how they have come together to praise Nigeria's role. And France revealing that it also provided intelligence and logistics that aided in Benin in stopping the coup that was attempted. Let's break it down and let's have that conversation. I have PK in the house. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And I have Mr. Philip. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are we ready to travel to Benin and have these conversations? I'm still at a loss as to whether it is Benin Republic or Benin Republic.
And what you call it correct.
I get confused. Yeah. You meet some of their people who say, oh no, we are Benin. Others who say we're Benin. Well, we know where we are talking, what we are talking about. Now, the Governors Forum claims that Tinubu's intervention prevented a major security threat. Do you agree?
Where was the Governors Forum when 217 people were adopted in Kwara? Where was the Governors Forum when more than 24 people were adopted in Kebbi? Where was the Governors Forum where 200 and something were killed in Yelwata in Benue State in Nigeria? Not to talk of Jos and so many other places that a lot of kidnapping and killings have been happening. Where was Governors Forum?
12 people were killed. 12 women were killed yesterday.
Exactly. Where is Governors Forum, or where are they? Now, also, let's talk about the same Governors Forum. How many of them are in APC? So they become definitely a rubber stamp, the same way the National Assembly is. The Governors Forum we're also talking about was the legality of the Governors Forum. It's just a normal NGO association. There's nothing that backs them up as a Governors Forum of that sort. Now, they normally say there's a word that says, physician heal thyself. Have we healed ourselves in Nigeria? That we are backing Benin. Benin, what's their population?
They're like Mina.
They are like Mina. So a bigger country like Nigeria, why are we be threatened by small nation that will... Imagine Trump saying we are next Canada. That Canada is one of the 52nd state in America. These are nations that would have dictated their politics, dictate their economy, dictate their social life, impact them positively. And they are giving us the Sahel. They are giving us instruction, telling us that they are going to monitor the goods that are coming in from Nigeria. What an insult! What an insult! And the Governors Forum is sitting down there and saying, "Oh, we have given a note." They don't even. The president, for example, don't even need a note from them to go to whatever country they are going to.
Do you share in his passion about this matter and his opinion?
See, I would rather add to what he said. Where were the Governors Forum when Brigadier General Sani Oba was killed in war front in far away in Maiduguri? What were their comments? The governors, the so-called Governor Forum. Is it the Governor Forum that enabled governors of PDP to move to APC we are talking about here? Or the Governor Forum that used to be? You see, like he rightly said, what is their legality? What nod are they giving to Mr. President? Is that their constitutional right? Are they the National Assembly? What provision of the Constitution are they relying upon? You see, the question is, why is it that it is the Benin coup that is now the front burner issue in our country? When we are faced with real insecurity issues. This is Christmas. Dr. Paul Neshe of Dunamis International Gospel Center has advised her member not to travel due to insecurity in the land, because the safety of our member matters much to him. This is a reason because you travel on daily basis. People who travel on Nigerian highways are being kidnapped. You are being told not to travel anytime from 5 p.m. And this is a country that does not have any infrastructure as regards roads And there's no way you can embark on a journey in the morning and get to your destination by 12 or by 4 or by 3. The earliest you get to your destination is from 9 to 10 p.m. So where are the governors' forum? What are they doing in their respective states? Are there no insecurity in their respective states? The governor forum, I am very sure one of the members of that governor forum is Bago of Niger State, where 320 children of a Catholic school were kidnapped. Only 100 have been returned. One of the such members is the governor of Kebbi State, where 24 girls were kidnapped from a school. And we don't know how they secured their return, and they said they are in touch with them. I am sure the governor of Kwara State is a member of that governor forum, where people who went to worship their God in the evening were 39 were kidnapped and 3 were killed. What happened to the life of those 3 people? What was the action of the governors forum?
Now, here you mentioned the House of Assembly, the
National Assembly.
The National Assembly,
yes.
Right? Here's a question for you. Now, the Senate approved the troop deployment without a lot of discussion. They just approved it. And do we have a rubber stamp? I know the conversation has been on, but should they have just gone ahead to...
You see, before you conclude, you see, the National Assembly, the Senate is very interesting because I happen to watch the debate. There's one man that stand out, Senator Sireka Dixon. He said that this letter, we need to scrutinize it, whether it's in line with the Constitution before we could let it go. The APC senator, person of Oshomole, who do not stand recognition, shouted from his seat, and Akpabio stopped him from making argument. The Vanguard reported yesterday that within 2 minutes, they've given the approval, which means they didn't give any scrutiny of that letter. The only time this Senate has ever acted, it is when the newly appointed Minister of Defense was appointed. When a senator from Niger State said he should take a bag, that was the only time a senator from Kebbi rose and said, no, Nigeria need to know whether this man is competent or not. And how do Nigeria know about that? It's only when we ask a question about himself and the job he's been nominated to do. That never happened in this letter of deployment of our forces to Benin Republic. It just passed through. So when you ask me the question whether this 10th Assembly, this Senate is a rubber stamp, you don't need an answer. It's all what they say, res issa liquido. The evidence speaks for itself. Their action shows you who they are.
Now, I want to take what you think about the position of the Senate and also the ECOWAS, applauding Nigeria for stepping in as it did. Do you think that the boot leaking has extended to ECOWAS itself, or do you think it was right for them to have applauded Nigeria? Okay,
well, Cameroon is not a part of ECOWAS, but Cameroon is our neighbor, where, I don't know, I'm very sure they went for election monitoring there when in 90-something years old Paul Biya contested election and won. What was Nigeria's statement there? Alhassan Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire contested election and won. What was Nigeria's statement? Of course, when the coup happened the other day, that at was it Burkina Faso, that the former president spoke and said that wasn't a coup. How many people gave ears to that? What did we do about that? I don't know if you understand. The only thing that we could do was that the opposition leader were giving him asylum. You see, we do things that are amazing, especially this particular government. They do things that you begin to think, do somebody has a good imagination of what Nigeria should be tomorrow? For example, they don't take a cue from things that they do that people praise. When the new chief of the Minister of Defense came on board, everybody hailed it. That means Nigeria can appreciate every single soul. Now, not even when he was appointed, when he was removed as CDS, the chorus to say that they shouldn't have removed this man and that the praises for the man was very, on the overall border, it was great. Now, when you brought him back as Minister of Defense, everybody was happy. Now, they should know that opinion are the ones that are like tools that goes into the system and comes out. You cannot not listen to the people's opinion. When you become a government that don't listen to the opinion of its people, you become a sinking government. And sometimes we know that there are things you need to force down the throat that we may not enjoy right now. For example, you talk about subsidy. Nobody said subsidy was the best. What we said that the mode of operation to which you remove subsidy was not good. Do you understand? You've not solved your own nation's problems. We got a lot of problems in this country. Look, our roads are bad. The governors that are talking, each of them, Okwebolo came the other day, that's the present governor of Edo State, and said that the kidnapping that is happening in Edo State is done by the opposition to destroy the government. What kind of nonsense talk is that? When you talk about kidnapping, so are you not saying that the opposition are kidnapping people? That's what you are saying. Listen, let's begin to do things that are right and go the way that are right. They need to know, they know what is right to do. They need to do it and do it right now.
Now, I'm going to ask you the final question. You have about 2 minutes to answer me. Unfortunately, we're in want of time, but was this move by the Nigerian government constitutional?
You see, in the first place, the governor forum is not recognized by our laws. So that put the first step of the answer. Secondly, what the governor forum had just done is bootlicking, because they are trying to show to Mr. President, we are with you. That is the only reason why they are defecting from the party that they stand the election and they got elected to the ruling party. So what they did is simply sycophancy. It has nothing to do with legality. There's no law backing there. When the governors were elected, they were elected for one sole reason: to govern their respective states, to secure the lives and property of that state, to provide good governance for that state. Any other thing, they don't have any of oversight function like the legislators do have. Their function was clearly spelled out in the constitution. So coming to say they endorsed or they gave a nod to what the president did is not within the provision of the law for their office. So I don't need to tell you what it is. I have told you in the first place that this association in the first place is not recognized by law. To that extent, whatever step they take, whatever action they take as such, does not fall within the confine of the law.
When the governors are supposed to be sober, they call themselves the Progressive Governors Forum. When they are supposed to be sober, they go on a flamboyant mood to every of theirs where they want to have meeting and put in your dress when the people are suffering and Nigerian kids are in the bush.
Well, there are more important issues to deal with in the country. That's one thing that we would all attest to. We have deeper stories. We have deeper issues to deal with. Going out on a rampage to a neighboring country, well, do you agree with what the government did or do you not? We'd like to read in the comments. Share with friends and families. And don't forget, we'll be back to ask the pertinent questions as soon as a need arises. Have a beautiful day.